how I met Tim was at the Natural Expo show in Anaheim. And we actually met across the street from the product show. We met at the Hilton Hotel.
Okay.
And he sat with me and he just said, would you be open to answering some questions and giving me some information on your business and what you do and how you help people develop? And I said, no, I said, I absolutely have no problem doing that. And we sat, I'd say a good half hour, maybe to 45 minutes. And he asked me lots of questions of first, how I started in the business. And at that time, and I'm going back, that's a long time ago. That's about 20 something years ago. I started Manhattan Media in 1995. Okay, I already had worked for another agency before that, but I started Manhattan Media May of 1995. And he asked me about a lot of nutritional supplement clients, we were at the Natural Expo show. So it was very normal for him to ask me about them. And one of my biggest clients that was there at the show was Natural. And I launched Natural. I mean, from the bottom up, from a print ad. I mean, he never, the CEO was Elliot Balbert, and you could absolutely call him and, and interview him. I'm sure he would have no problem remembering our humble beginnings, as I would say. Well, from those humble beginnings, he eventually sold that company many years later. But we launched so many products. But the biggest product that we launched was melatonin. The first product he ever ran was a time-release vitamin C, and we ran it very small ads. I'm talking about little squares, okay? National Enquirer, Star Prevention, like just a test. And he got back to me when the ads broke, and he told me, Marianna, I don't know, but I think I have a winner here on my hands. So I said, okay, tell me what you have. And he said, would you come fly out? He said, I want you to kind of see what I have, because I've never really done self-fulfillment. He was a manufacturer, you have to understand, the vitamins, and he was bottling them, et cetera, and distributing them. But he never was doing kind of e-commerce back in the old days, before e-commerce was really around. Anyway, so I said, sure. So anyway, I came back out to California to see him, and I saw the amount of literally write-in orders, because we had your way to answer was either write your name on the coupon, and the old-fashioned way to order. I mean, that's the way it was. Send check or money order. I mean, I don't even think he took credit cards at that time. So we're going really back a long time. So anyway, when I saw his response from these small little square ads that we put in, I said, yeah, we certainly have a winner on our hands. And he said, what do we do now? And I said, we plow the money back in. We take that money and we reinvest it into more media, so that you can get more responses, and we'll maybe boost the ad, make it a little bit bigger, and then expand to some other publications that make sense. Some other health and other publications. So that's really where I started to talk to Tim about my background. And at that point, Tim was fascinated, because here was a client who already was pretty well known. I mean, as far as being a label, Natural was well known. But he started to run print ads that became very successful. So Tim was talking to me about, he didn't really tell me that he was writing a book called The 4-Hour Workweek. This was a big shock to me after, when he basically put, kind of didn't put a whole interview in it, but he certainly told people to go look. There's another company he also mentioned, it was Novus at the time. Novus is not really in the business that I'm in now. They were bought by Omnicom, so they are now part of a huge conglomerate. I am still a independently owned company. From that point on, when the book was published and when it hit the New York Times bestseller list, I can only tell you that my phone started to ring like off the hook. And I was saying, where are these people coming from? I had no idea. I said, well, you know what? We read the Tim Ferriss book, and we're really fascinated to know if you can help us out. And I said, we start from ground zero. What's your product? What are you looking to accomplish, et cetera, et cetera. And then I have a team. I have a whole advertising team that puts together. Excuse me, let me get rid of this off of my screen. They put together what we call a strategy and a media planning and buying program. And we also discount all the media that we buy. Everything we buy is highly discounted. So that's the reason why a lot of it works, because the cost per thousand and the cost for the insertion order is low enough so that you can receive a good ROI. So that's what everybody's looking for, is a great ROI. And, back in the day, Al, I'll be the first to tell you that, we were seeing, 4 to 1s, 3.5 to 1s. Sometimes a guy would hit a home run. We would have a 5 to 1. I mean, I also launched Telebrands. I don't know if you know that company. They've been around a very long time. He started the same way, just with print ads. Way back, before I even opened Manhattan Media. He came to Manhattan Media when I opened it. I was at a different agency. He followed me. And we did the same exact thing. We ran print ads and then dumped the money back in and ran more print ads and just kept expanding it and expanding. And then eventually he got into TV and retail. And then that's basically what a lot of the companies do, is that they start off, I'm talking back in the day, they start off small, testing, trying to find out if they have a product that is viable. And once they know they have that product, then they can go to a retailer and say, look, I spent X amount of money. This is my return on my investment. Are you willing to take a shot with me and put it on your shelf? And I'll do the advertising behind it, TV and print and whatever else is necessary. Sometimes it would be radio, but not as much as it used to be. But TV and print, and now of course it's digital, social, that's where it's gone to. We do a lot of, we've expanded to that, and out of home. I'm talking taxi tops, billboards, kiosks, you name it, we do out of home as well. So to tell you that Tim came to me with a product, he didn't really come to me with a product. He just came to me as a very curious young man wanting to know how to develop a product and how to get it out there to the marketplace. And that's actually what I get as far as inquiries with people that have read the book, because that's what they want to know. They want to know, how did he start? But he really started by becoming a New York Times, #1 on the hit parade book. I mean, the book is really, and then he had a second book after that, I'm sure you know about. So I've been in touch with Tim over the years, but not recently. And I've told him how remarkable it is that people till today still call me regarding his book. And I'm very fascinated with the fact that people still pick up the book. And I guess whatever it was, Tim's dream was the 4-hour work week. I mean, and to be honestly, who wouldn't want that as opposed to the 60-hour work week or the 80-hour work week that some people have to do? I think at the time I told him it was a unique product because we didn't have anything like that. And afterwards, I worked on Focus Factor, which was a very big hit. Focus Factor was a memory product that we did a lot of work on also. So, and then also Natrol came out with a memory. After their melatonin big hit, we had a huge hit on melatonin. As a matter of fact, what I told Elliot to do, the CEO of Natrol, was to run in every airline magazine. He ran an ad with his booth number, and they were literally standing with the magazines, because we ran in United and Continental and Delta, and everybody that was coming to the show got to see the ad about melatonin, and they were standing at his booth. And that's why they're called the genius. What I did was that I told him that, you know what, you want to hit these people, they're all going to be arriving, all going to be exhausted, especially the East Coasters that have to come out west. I said, melatonin, the ads were beautiful. You know, it was like a plane in the sky with the clouds. And it was just, if you really want to learn about Natrol's melatonin, how we could reset your body clock. And that was really like the theme of our ad. And then he said, come to booth number, whatever his booth number was in a Starburst at the show. And they lined up, and he told me that that was the biggest, I think the biggest push he ever had for Natrol, and really put them on the map in a big way. But going back to the brain products, now there are so many. I have to be very, very honest with you. There are so many people running memory and, you know, just products for, well, it's for the baby boomers, I guess you'd say, you know, the people that want to still stay on top of their game, and they, you know, they want to be, how can I say, you know, they don't want to have any problems with dementia or Alzheimer's or losing any memory. They are all looking for that magic pill. So those products are running, and they're running now. And as a matter of fact, they're running in mostly, I'd say mostly senior publications, you know, 55 plus. And they're also on TV. I'm sure you've seen Prevagen. And there's a number of products that are out there. And all I can say is that he was probably ahead of his time with that memory, with the brain quicken. That is, yes, I think we only ran, maybe we ran 1 or 2 ads for it, but we didn't, he didn't focus on that for a very long time, because he really, I think he started to realize that he had to get the book on its way. And the book absolutely, I think, outdid anything he would ever imagine.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning of his fame. And then his second book was, you know, just his name alone, people were picking up his second book. I'm very grateful to him, because I told him, I didn't know at the time that he was ever going to mention me. And I certainly never knew that I was going to get, you know, this kind of a outpouring from so many people. I have helped a number of people, I will be honest with you, with products, launching their new products, with a limited budget. And then I've had a few people that, you know, didn't understand that it's going to cost X to even get this off the ground, and they really were underfunded. And then sometimes I've tried to get them media funding to help them out, to try to get them started. But I would say that a lot of people have come to me because of that book.